mushy bunnies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Summer and I'm so happy you're here. Happy Easter if you celebrate. If you don't, happy day. I thought it'd be fun to do another book tag. You know, they're always a fun little thing to do, so I just thought, why not?
Feel me? Yeah. See my peanut butter jelly snack, pull it, ride, busky, painting. That's my sunshine when it's raining. That's my bull, yeah.
It's called Easter Time Book Tag, and it's by Sophia at Blame Chocolates, and it's 7 questions, so quick little one. So yeah, let's get. Oh, you know what? Let me get some chocolate. Have some chocolate while we're doing this. So since it's Easter, I thought it'd be fun to do some chocolate. I have these Focus Kinder chocolate mini eggs, and I love the Kinder chocolates, but these are also super delicious. The Kinder chocolate bars are usually like hazelnut and chocolate. These I don't really know. They're just like chocolate with like a cream filling. That's more of a solid cream filling, but they're so good. And they're cute little eggs. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so let's get started, shall we? Question number, you know, I always have my handy dandy little notes. So question number 1, Easter egg. Name a book that feels like a hidden gem. Now I love this question. Now I cannot keep this open. There we go. They're so yummy. Or maybe eating chocolate on camera, not the way. Okay, the book I feel like that is the biggest hidden gem is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodore Goss. And that, okay, I haven't finished the series, but I'm about to get the second book. It's gonna be delivered to me in like 2 days or something like that, or like on April 5th or whatever. And that first book, it's so cute. I don't think, like, not enough people talk about that book. It's like, basically you're following a group of girls that come together and realize that they're somehow connected in each other's lives when they didn't know. They didn't really know, but they've been like kind of all experimented on by their father or the father's colleague. And so they come together and they just form this really beautiful like sisterhood and friendship. And they're all unique and different. You have your scholar, you have your girl who's in clothing, your girl who just is a tomboy, kind of bratty with an attitude, and they all like mesh and don't mesh, you know? It's like a real sisterhood. But what I find so unique about the book is as you're reading it, there's always like, what is it called? Like a break where you get commentary from the sisters as if they're speaking to each other while writing the book. It's so cute, it's so unique, and it's just like a fun little, it's a fun little story to read because it's not something you see in books often. So basically, like in parts where the sisters disagree with the author, like the author is one of the sisters, right? So the girl writing the book is one of the sisters. So if the sister's like, that's not how this happened, they'll butt in, almost as if this was like a first draft. So you're seeing all of their commentary as you're reading the story, and I just find that so funny and so unique. It gave the book a whole different twist, and I really loved it. So yeah, I think that is like such a hidden gem. No one really talks about that book that often, and it's adorable, and I feel like everyone should read it. Moving along. Question number 2, Bloom. A debut novel you loved. A debut novel that I loved would be One to Watch by Kate Stayman London. I believe this, I'm almost positive that this is her first novel, and this is also a fun, unique little read too, because so you're following Faye, who goes on to a reality dating show, and as you're reading it, you see like the producers talking, and you can hear like, it's almost as if you're like on the set of a reality TV show. You can hear like the producers, and you get to see what do they do when they like sit down in their sit down conversations, kind of like, you know what I'm talking about, when they have their one-on-one interviews. So you get to see like that back and forth between the producers and the contestants and stuff. But you also get to see like the Twitter conversations and the headlines. So this one made it a really unique read too, because it was almost like you were on the set of a reality TV show, and I really enjoyed it. And for her first novel, I thought it was great. And yeah, so One to Watch by Kate Stayman London. And let's keep moving, shall we? Question number 3, Chocolate Bunny. A book so good you didn't want it to end. And that would be The Last Madame, A Life in the New Orleans Underworld by Christina Waltz. This book, so when I went to Mardi Gras, I fell in love with, I mean, a lot of people really do fall in love with the culture there, the food. Oh my God, I can't even tell you how delicious and amazing the food was. But yeah, so I fell in love with New Orleans, and I was obsessed with, I'm obsessed with history, and I'm obsessed with the history there. So when I got back from New Orleans, I started looking into like the buildings and all that stuff, and just kind of looking into it, because when I was there, we went on a haunted pub crawl, and we got to learn about little buildings and different little areas and things that were happening, and that just got like piqued my curiosity. So while I was researching, I found out that New Orleans had one of the longest running red light districts called Storyville, and the most notorious one. And I kind of started learning about that, and I got really, really fascinated by the whole thing. And one of the books that came up was The Last Madame of New Orleans, and it was so good. It was a biography about, I listened to it on audio. Let me grab my phone. Okay. So let me fix what I said. I said that The Last Madame was by Christina. It's actually by Chris Waltz, and basically it's a biography of the life of Norma Wallace, who was a notorious madame back in Storyville, at that Storyville era. But really she became popular when Storyville ended, and prostitution was no longer legal there, and how her life changed, and how, what, you know, but it was so good. And she lived such a unique, glamorous, but not glamorous life, and you hear like before she passed away, she recorded a bunch of her life experiences, and so they took these recordings and kind of listened to it and went through it and made a story of her life. And so good, so good. I wish it hadn't ended. And towards the end, when you knew it was ending, like everything was coming, like wrapping up pretty much, I was just like, no, because like what a unique time to live in, like the 1920s when alcohol was illegal, but also like bootlegging and speakeasies and just all that jazz, you know. So it was just a really fun, I don't know, I can't tell you how much I love it, because I really loved it, and I didn't want it to end. It was such a good book, and if you're into like history and stuff like that, 10 out of 10 recommend it. And I would definitely recommend listening to it on audio, because it was just unique to listen to their like accents and the words, and just like hearing the story. I just loved it. It was almost like watching a movie, listening to a movie. Like I was put in that time period. It was so good. Okay, let's keep it moving. Question number 4. Cheap. What book did you buy for a really super cheap price? That would be a book I had just gotten, and it was The Bachelor Girl's Guide to Murder by Rachel McMillan. And I got this for like, I think total, including shipping, $4. Like I got it for so cheap, and I was like, okay. So I literally started this like the other day, and I'm on chapter 1. Like I got to chapter 2, so I haven't like really started it, but super cheap. So I'm excited to read it. I've heard really good things about this book, and so far, like the first chapter was, there's already a murder, and it was already funny, so I assume I'm gonna really love it. So yeah, but it was very cheap, and I love a cheap book, and also a floppy book, and also the cover is so soft. And when I told my boyfriend that, he was like, what? And I was like, feel it. And it was like, oh, you're right, it's really soft. So floppy soft book, we can't be mad. Also floppy cheap soft book, we really can't be mad. Okay, moving along. Jelly Bean. A book you thought was just so sweet, and we already know what I'm gonna say. I can't get enough of this book. You know it, I know it. Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Herbert. It was so sweet, so adorable. I loved it so much. I have the second 2 of the series. I got them for my birthday, and hopefully I'm going to buy the first one as well. It just wasn't there. It wasn't at Barnes & Noble when I was there the other day. So Get a Life, Chloe Brown is just such a sweet book, and I've talked about it ever since I read it. I think every video I've mentioned it because it's such a good book, and I even tell my boyfriend it's like my favorite book. When I was reading it, I was like, wow, this is my favorite book. It is so good, and my opinion for it has not changed. It is so good. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So if you haven't read it, please read it. Let's keep moving. Number 6, Church. A book that changed your life. This one's also, I just broke my toenail. Brazen The Rebel Ladies Who Rocked the World by Penelope Bagu. I don't know if I'm saying her name wrong. Or right, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. That one was a book of just like a collection of short stories of ladies in our history. Like, when I was growing up in history, when I was growing up in history, that's not what I meant. Okay, my neighbors are being like super loud. When I was growing up in history classes, most of the stories were never about ladies. Like, ever. Like, I can think of maybe 2 to 3 ladies we learned about in history class. And yeah, that kind of is shitty if I say so myself. But this book was just collections of ladies throughout our history who just rocked, who were awesome. And it was so good. And it was a graphic novel, and she's like an artist, Penelope Bagu, and it was beautiful. Like the art style was nice. It was another library book, so it was really pretty, really gorgeous, and I enjoyed it so much. I really did. And then because of that, my mom got me for Christmas, and I haven't read it yet, but I am excited to read it. Plus the cover is also gorgeous. My mom got me Galaxy Girls, and this is 50 Amazing Stories of Women in Space. Now, I'm gonna read this one, but I have something planned for it, so I haven't read it yet. But yes, I am excited. Like, girl power, really. We don't get enough credit for all the coolest shit that we do. So yeah, so these are probably, this one, I haven't even read it, but I know it's gonna change my life too, okay? So Brazen and this one. Let's keep moving. The last question, Easter basket. A book filled with so many surprises, and of course I had to go with Bunny by Mona Award. That book, well, first of all, this is an Easter tag, so I have to throw Bunny in there, right? Like, of course. But honestly, okay, I just had like a ton of technical difficulties, so my bad on that. But yeah, Bunny was so weird, the whole time I was like, okay, I get where this is going, and then I was like, wait, what? Because it would go completely a different direction, and all the way up until the end. It was surprise, especially at the end, it was like one surprise after another, and I was like, holy moly, what is actually happening? So yeah, Bunny was definitely the most surprising book and most uniquely weird book I've ever read. So yeah. Anywho, that is it for this Easter time book tag, and thank you for watching and sitting with me and coming back, and yeah. So if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already, you should subscribe. I post every Saturday, and I have a lot of fun things planned for April. So yeah, I hope to see y'all then. Alright, I'm having so many technical difficulties right now, so yeah, luckily we got through it. So yes, whether your sun is shining or your moon is glowing, I hope you had a very peaceful day, and I will see you next time.